Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy one select Cobalt 24-volt Max kit and get one select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2/7/31.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Throw Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and that's what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Today, we continue to toast those overlooked and unsung everyday heroes that contribute to our international fabric. And today's honoree is no exception, except in this case, we actually know the person. And in spite of not liking him, we know him well. His name is Jim Small. If you listen to the Appy Hour, he has made, 2 guest appearances on there. And for reasons, I swear to God, that I cannot explain, people love you, Jim. I don't know why, but they just do. So it turns out Jim is leaving us basically at the end of this year. All right. You've been here for 26 years, is that correct?
29.5.
God damn, 29 and a half.
Did you work there too?
Different station.
Yeah. We have been here for 16 years. We've been in Seattle for 17, and basically we have worked with Jim every single day since we've been here, which is already ridiculous enough, right? But we know your time here. And Jim, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first got here, a former coworker, you might remember her, Jill Boltman.
Oh, yeah.
When she was leaving, she looked at me, she came up to me, and she said, I'm being dead honest. I'm only going to tell you one more time. He gets it. And I said, man, I really don't think he freaking does. Since she has left, I have come to find out that she's 100% correct.
She is.
You do get it. I've said this before. I will say it again. In the 16 years that I've been here, you've landed many clients for which we read commercials, etc. And Jim is the only salesperson where I've refused to read any copy that he has ever written. Usually my response is, who wrote this S? Was this goddamn Jim Small? And 100% of the time, the answer is yes.
Jim Small.
And then when I confronted Jim about it, he goes, yeah, man, I figured you would just rewrite it. So I realized there is some excellence. The other thing I will say, Jim Small, and this is a guy, I can't explain it, always on the phone, but always closing deals. But 90% of the deals I've ever heard you close have been in the stall when you're pooping.
Jim's a guy.
It is unbelievable.
Or the urinal. Who uses the whole space.
Yes, you're right.
He used to unapologetically walk down the hall with a newspaper under his arm to let you know that not only would you be able to read the sports section if you happen to go into the stall that he was just in, he would also individually print sport articles on the printer, bring them in, and leave them for you if you gave a crap about the Mariners, who were basically completely out of the equation every year.
Go Zags.
Didn't matter.
But he would even let you know, like, hey, man, if you go into the back, use the handicap, so I left the sports stuff. And you go, and you're like, now I'm actually reading this. Like, I had no desire to read it, but Jim's right. I'm not reading it.
I'm well informed about the Aqua Sox. Thanks, Jim.
But you've been there forever. Jim, turns out your main house before you go off to the wonderful world of the RV park, very near my children's school. And one thing I like about Jim, he doesn't care about optics. So we are doing whatever goddamn fundraiser the school needs, right? And all the kids are outside in the parking lot. Parents are exceptionally protective. These are their children. When you see a strange man walking through the middle of the parking lot, people get upset. And here comes Jim. And actually, my wife noticed. She taps me because I see other parents looking, and she goes, I think it's Jim Small. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I roll up to Jim, and I go, hey, man. Hey, what's going on, man? I said, listen, I understand, but I know you live close. But, like, this is an event with children. Like, people don't know you, man. So, they're worried, like, you're a bad guy. And he's like, yeah, I get it, but it's a shortcut. Jim does not care. This is the truth of Jim. But, dude, honest to God, man, 17 years working with you, 16 years here on KISW. Never had a problem with you, which is rare for me because I hate everybody.
Just a terrible copy.
Right. Same terrible copy to the point. I would be disappointed when you wrote something I would consider reading. And you were losing your touch, right, man? Honest to God, we're going to miss you, right?
Yeah, we are.
And in the last year and a half, we're 2% of anyone that works here shows up. You still showed up, but we never knew you showed up because Jim was standing in the lobby for 10 or 15 minutes.
Key card.
Never brought his key card.
We had to let him in 99% of the time so he could get into work.
And he never cared. He wouldn't knock on the door, nothing. Just like, hey,
you guys go out for a smoke every 15 minutes.
Let's do this.
But hey, man.
So wait, one thing real quick.
Oh,
in case we did not mention it, Jim is the longest running employee in the history of this radio station.
Wow.
At almost 30 years. So, we had a plaque made for you.
It's just not ready yet.
We're here on time.
We're having a plaque made for you. And if it were ready today,
we would present
it would look a bit like this. And it says, presented to Jim Small for your decades of service and contributions to the Rock of Seattle on behalf of the KISW air staff. Thank you so much.
Everybody.
Congratulations.
Hey, we love you, Jim.
I'm going to need that back. I'll give you the real one next week.
So I'll tell you real quick. When I started, Steve Slayton was still here. Mm-hmm. And he was at 20 years. And I remember thinking, man, who would work at a rock station for 20 years? He left 6 months after I started. And he had been the longest running employee. So my goal was to make it to 20 years, to 20.6.
Just to beat Steve Slayton.
That's right.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well,
Jim, and thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, brother.
It's been really fun.
But now we're going to drink to you. That's the part we wanted to get to. So we poured this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy. Yummy. So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen Thrill-Hill, can you please, everyone, how Profile This is played?
I sure can, but first a quick text says, thank you for all you've done for the station and listeners, Jim. I don't know who that's from, but they're an idiot. Yes.
For one of his tenants.
Yeah.
That's probably from Jill Bowman.
Jill Bowman.
In plaid slacks.
Yes. Burberry.
Yes.
She's Slender Burberry. They're not plaid. It's a simple game to play, Miles. We share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, guys. What's up?
Hola. All right, Sean, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir. Let's talk about some drugs, gentlemen.
All right, let's go.
You do know how games play.
All right, here's your story. We're going to Kentucky, where Frankfort police arrested a local man who was in possession of 5 illegal drugs, an open container of liquor, drug paraphernalia, all this on his birthday on Sunday night. An officer pulled over his 2012 Dodge Durango, driven by one Anthony Hill, no relation, after he failed to use a proper turn signal to merge into the left-hand turn lane. Now, according to his arrest citation, he was unable to provide officers with required insurance documentation, and also his license had been suspended. Well, he exited the vehicle and he gave police permission to search it after telling them there was nothing illegal inside. That proved to be entirely untrue. Officers located a black box that was magnetically attached under the driver's seat. Side note, I like that move. Anyway, inside of the box were several individual baggies containing suspected a little of this, some suspected that, suspected some such, suspected a bit more, and 2 tablets of damn, man. Anyway, an open container of liquor was found in the back seat, and a bent fork with suspected, you gotta be kidding me residue was located in the trunk. Now, he was arrested, and a search of his person yielded a large sum of cash, predominantly in the form of $10s and $20 bills, consistent with trafficking in narcotics. Anyway, he's been charged with an assortment of drug-related crimes and failure to use a signal. On a quick side note, if you're charging me with drugs, I don't care about the improper signal use. Right. Anyway, he was transported to the Franklin County Regional Jail, where he's being held on $25,000 full cash bond. My question for you is, what drug did he not have on him? Which drug did he not have on him? Was it? Oh, dude, he got pulled over with 5 different illegal drugs. Did he not?
Use your goddamn signal, man.
Listen, I say this to everyone. I don't advocate you committing a crime unless you're doing it on my behalf. But beyond that, if you're going to commit a crime and it's in your vehicle, follow every single traffic law that's out there. So what drug did he not have on him? Was it heroin, mushrooms, cocaine, or meth?
Oh, boy. Can I get some help from the Ted Smith?
I mean, I would think mushrooms. Because if you have heroin, coke, and meth, those can all be kind of a serious, more street drug. I have a hard problem. I just don't picture them also with shrooms.
Sean, I'm with Ted.
I like that answer. I'm gonna roll with you guys and go mushrooms.
Are we all in on some shrooms?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do some shrooms. We're gonna find out what he didn't have. Was it heroin, mushrooms, cocaine, or meth next?
That was a T. Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy one select Cobalt 24-volt Max kit and get one select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2 through 7/31.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Ariya that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Ariya and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Ariya.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is drugs on profile. This got a Kentucky man in possession of 5 illegal drugs on his birthday. He was pulled over. Police searched his car. They found 5 different drugs. Question is, what did he not have? Heroin, mushrooms, cocaine, or methamphetamines?
And Sean, that is the very question that we posed to you. And all 3 of you went with mushrooms. And when you go through the scale of all of the other drug options, it makes the most sense. However, someone did text in and they said, man, shrooms seems too obvious, so they went with heroin. But nevertheless, you guys went with mushrooms. And I'm afraid all 3 of you are angry. Believe it or not, my man did have mushrooms. The one drug he did not have out of heroin, mushrooms, cocaine, or meth, cocaine.
Huh.
Yeah, this dude.
It's the most expensive.
Okay.
It is right.
Right.
That's
he had
another way to
10s
look
and
at
20s.
it. Yeah. That's the angle, right? But I would have guessed mushrooms as well if I did not know, because this dude was loaded. And keep in mind, it was his birthday. So he was having a good time.
And no cocaine.
No cocaine. Well,
what a crappy
he may
birthday.
have already done the cocaine.
Okay.
They just didn't find any evidence of it.
Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
It's all right. Your choices. You got Seth Meyers.
Okay.
The Jimmys.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Writers.
Ooh, writers.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. It's always got to have talented teams of writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Flavor Flav was driving from Los Angeles to L.A. and his car was hit by a boulder. The rain shook a large rock loose, and the rock came down the hill and rolled over on the car which Flavor Flav was driving, which also sounds like a nursery rhyme, but it's not. Flav said he's physically fine, but mentally shook up. So exactly where he was before.
Damn it. I feel like it's either you, Ted, or Seth Meyers.
I'll say Kimmel.
I'm going to go D. Ted Smith.
Kimmel!
Flavor Flav was driving here from Las Vegas, and his car got hit by a boulder. For real. The rain shook a large rock loose, and rock rolled down a hill and onto Flavor Flav. It sounds like a nursery rhyme, but it's not. It's happened. Flav is said to be physically fine, but mentally shaken up. So exactly the same as he was before the...
I think people just laugh as soon as he said a boulder almost hit Flavor Flav. He was driving here.
I know, but somehow it's funny. You don't want anything bad to happen to him, but somehow just because it's Flavor Flav. That's all.
I know. Just a pretty powerful group. I mean, they had power in the name. Mm-hmm. Or public, sorry.
Yes, public.
Despite supply chain issues, UPS and the Postal Service have improved their on-time deliveries compared to last year's holiday season. They now deliver that little slip that says, "Sorry you missed you, right on time."
Fallon.
Myers.
That's Fallon.
Despite supply chain issues, UPS and the Postal Service have improved their on-time deliveries compared to last year's holiday season. They now deliver that little slip that says, "Sorry we missed you, right on time."
Matthew McConaughey recently has been traveling the country revealing why he's not running for the for governor of Texas while promoting his new movie. So the short answer is money.
Ted Smith.
The Ted Smith.
Yeah, that's fake. Okay, get real. Come on. You're promoting a movie. That's a sequel.
I can make $20 million to do a movie or get blamed by everybody for everything. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make $20 million.
And people still like you.
Well, the good news is you can fly to Cancun and no one cares.
Good. I'd probably be in Cabo, though. According to the latest numbers, Apple is set to become the world's first company with a market value over $3 trillion. Jesus. And almost $2 trillion of that comes from chargers left in hotel rooms.
Seth Meyers?
Fallon.
Myers.
According to the latest numbers, Apple is set to become the world's first company with a market value of more than $3 trillion. And almost $2 trillion of that comes from chargers left in hotel rooms.
After announcing their name change, Facebook paid a bank in South Dakota $60 million for the rights to their new name, Meta. It's making me emotional because seeing a bank at $60 million is what Christmas is all about.
Myers.
That's Jimmy Fallon.
After announcing their name change, Facebook paid a bank in South Dakota $60 million for the rights to their new name, Meta. It's making me emotional because seeing a bank at $60 million is what Christmas is all about.
Tell me, Miles, I know you're Bad Santa. Thrill, do you have a favorite Christmas movie?
Might be Bad Santa.
Mike? You seem like more of a classic guy.
I think Mike might pick something other.
Frosty the Snowman.
As far as favorite classics?
No. Favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, just
like, look,
Christmas
I love
movie.
the classics, but my favorite is probably Christmas Vacation.
That's strong.
Which definitely, we're used to that because it's been around forever, but there's definitely jokes in there that are not family friendly.
Yes.
Yeah, mine is probably going to be Rudolph.
All right.
Just because of where it takes me. It's a nostalgic movie for me. It's not necessarily the best quality, but I like the best.
My wife watched it the other night. I did not realize she was watching it. I was in a different room. And I walk in, and I could hear it on the TV. I figured the kids were in there. So after Rudolph ended, Frosty the Snowman comes on, okay? I walk into the living room. The kids are not there. And I pick up the remote, and I looked at her, and I said, I'm going to change channels. And the icy death stare she gave me. And I said, you're kidding me. She's like, fine, flip. And so I did. But I'm like, no, I'm not watching Frosty the Snowman.
Fine, flip.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was talking to Mix today on a brand new episode of the MegaCast.
Out now?
Out now.
Normally you add that. Come on, man.
It is. Well, it's 2 of them out, and you get another episode of the podcast. Last one's of the year.
Nice.
Actually, yesterday was episode 69. Miggs was telling me this morning that his daughter likes Frosty.
Sure.
And I started to say, you know what? Frosty's not a bad movie. Mm-hmm. But he said she watches it 3 times a day.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, like I would sit there and watch it once and be like, all right, I watched it this year. But 3 times a day?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw it probably 4 years ago most recently because the kids were at that age. I had not seen it in 30 years maybe. I didn't really like it as a kid, and then as an adult, I still don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? I watch 3 football games in a day. They're not the same one.
No, thank you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's part of the great thing about the red zone. It's not the same teams over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I do get a new album and listen to it like 3 or 4 times in a row, though.
The music,
I'm guilty of that.
Music's different, though. I mean, when you find a new favorite song or a new song that comes out, like you'll listen to it over and over.
Yes.
You got to burn yourself out.
Smoking out the window.
So anyhow, there was a list out talking about most popular Christmas movies in every state. So the Polar Express, that came in top choice in 9 states. The Polar Express, for me, is a tough one because it's geared for kids. But by the time it came out, I wasn't like a kid anymore. I was like a teenager or in my 20s. So I'm like, it's a Christmas movie. I have no desire to watch that one again.
It's not that I have a desire to watch any of them, but having kids, you have to sit down and watch it, and you will learn to appreciate any of them, right? I mean, Pixar movies, that kind of thing. This one did not do it for me.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't even like the story.
People love it. Let's see. Home Alone, Elf, The Christmas Chronicles, they were tops in 7 states.
You seen The Christmas Chronicles?
Mm-hmm. No, were you the one saying to watch it? Somebody was talking about watching it, right?
I would not tell you to watch it if you don't have kids, but if you have to watch a Christmas thing with your kids, it's not bad.
How long is it?
Tolerable.
It's
is it like
2 hours?
It can't be 3 hours.
No, but it's
90 minutes?
Maximum 2 hours.
I think it's a 2-hour thing. It's Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. Mm-hmm. And they do a good job. They're Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, right? So they do a good job as far as the roles go. And I get that it's for kids and all that. And they're okay. But again, Ted, if you don't have kids around, don't trouble yourself.
Right. Last Christmas was a big winner with 6. I'm not positive I know what Last Christmas is about.
I don't know that one.
I know. A Christmas Story, it only won 1 state. Can anybody guess the state?
What state did it take place in?
Christmas Story actually takes place in Ohio, I believe. Is it supposed to be outside? I think it's supposed to be outside of Cleveland.
Pennsylvania.
Close. West Virginia.
Okay.
This is one time I'm on West Virginia's side, Miles.
All right.
Like,
Sweet.
good job.
Sweet.
Christmas Story, that's one of those ones, like somewhere between on Christmas Eve, because it's on for 24 hours.
Right.
Like, I will watch part of it.
They must have had biscuits and gravy in it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty, I still like it. I find it funny.
Did they eat one of the reindeer?
Right. Reindeer.
Somebody called in earlier today talking about they dropped a turkey and the dog ate it. I was like, are you setting us up for a Christmas Story thing? Turns out they were telling the truth.
Yeah.
Real quick, Miles had mentioned this about 2 weeks ago. True Story on Netflix with Kevin Hart, Wesley Snipes. It's awesome. I stayed up much later than I wanted last night because I got into like the last 3 episodes. Was like, screw it, I'm going to finish it. I will tell you this much: it is a real drama and a real gangster show. The last few episodes, it's a real gangster show.
So far, I've enjoyed it though.
It's good. There's some violence. It's aggressive.
You keep waiting for the comedy because Kevin Hart's there.
It's not a comedy.
Yeah, exactly. It's Kevin Hart doing anything but a comedy, but it still has its comedic moments.
Even that scene I was telling you this morning, like when he's doing it to that guy, it is awful. And he's like teaching him a massive lesson. But I'm saying like it's a real gritty show. Like there's some real violence in there. I know a lot of people like Hawkeye. You got the 5th episode tonight on Disney Plus if you want to check that out. Anything else? Watch a little Stephen Colbert tonight. He's going to have on our good buddy. Well, we'll meet him one day because he's also a big supporter of the Fisher House, Denzel Washington.
Sweet. Yes, our good buddy, Denzel Washington.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This Father's Day, refresh Dad's tool collection with the sweetest brands like Cobalt at Lowe's. Right now, you can buy 1 select Cobalt 24-volt Max kit and get 1 select Cobalt Bear tool free, up to a $139 value. The gift of powering Dad's summer projects is priceless. Shop Lowe's in-store or online today to make it happen. While supplies last, valid 5/2 through 7/31.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Aria that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Aria and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Aria.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Pennsylvania residents called 911 because a giant African tortoise was walking down their road. Meanwhile, a Bitcoin millionaire who retired at 35 says it's boring living in his 8-bedroom abode. Delaware man robs a bank, then deposits money into his own account using the ATM outside. Poisonous snake slithers out of a Christmas tree, but the family cats take it all in stride. And a woman is suing Heineken, believing their non-alcoholic beer is going to make her drunk. It's time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
Whoops, it is. That's the wrong one. I fat-fingered it.
All right.
There we go. That's the button. Let me just say thank you guys for at least being in here for the news segment. Our top story, we go to Louisiana, where a woman has filed a lawsuit. She's decided to clean out the beer company Heineken for false advertising. The brand is a product that they call their 0.0 beer, a non-alcoholic alternative that actually contains 0.3% alcohol, which is the natural content for a lot of natural products as they ferment on their own. The lawsuit stands for those that don't want the slightest bit of alcohol in their beer.
Drink soda.
And she's suing them to change their branding and for monetary damages.
All non-alcoholic beer has the same low percentage. There is some in there, but it's always 0.01 or 2.
Right.
So but it's FDA stuff. So it's even like with your food, your drink, there is
a percentage.
There's a percent they'll allow for you to say it doesn't have. So it's not Heineken lying. Heineken goes, look, these are the rules put in front of us.
Heineken is just the only one that put 0.0. Right.
That would be
Which
different.
even then is not false advertising because it's 0.03%.
Jules puts it on their bottle.
And the thing is, I mean, look, I think it's ridiculous. Everybody knows that. And you're right. Look, if you're really that worried about the alcohol, like, you should be drinking soda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With that said, like,
and also not eating fruit. Because, again, this is the same alcohol by volume that really any fruit or vegetable or anything natural that you eat has in it.
Ferments.
There's some really good NA beers now.
Look,
like, you can have, like hoppy beers.
You can have cider and not realize that that's got a little punch to it.
You're absolutely right. Another news to Delaware, where a man almost got away with a gold-tier crime. The Californian had walked into a local bank and handed the teller a note saying that he was robbing the place. She complied, giving him the funds and sending him on his way. And he may have gotten away with it if he hadn't immediately stopped right out of the door at the ATM to make a deposit of the stolen funds.
That makes me so angry.
He was eventually
Why did he deposit it?
He thought he was being smart. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I get it, because the whole thing is you got to get rid of the cash, serial number, whatever.
Sure.
So his thought was, put it in your account.
Let me identify myself.
Because it's kind of virtual at that point.
Right.
It's just, the funds are in your account. It bothers me. Because everyone I know, like, you've dreamed of robbing a bank.
Sure.
Right? And it's one of, like, you're going to knock over a casino or a bank because that's for the money.
That's right.
This guy, for the most part, was successful.
Did it, yeah.
And I don't know that you would have gotten away with it, but your tip-off was that you tried to enter it into the ATM at the branch of the bank that you literally just left after robbing it.
He basically took the next step further to leaving his ID at the crime scene.
Yeah. I always want to ask him, like, look, write 50% of a book on how to do this. Because you did the first part I like, because I will not make the mistake you did. I will not go to the ATM and deposit.
Man, you got a great swing, but your follow-through needs a little bit more work.
Right.
And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you up next on the Men's Room Happy Hour. A little holiday party going on. Maybe we'll join them.
Yes, indeed. We just kicked the door open. In the meantime, well, we'll be all about this bitch for approximately, today I'll say about 170 seconds. But until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Find the gifts Dad craves at Lowe's. Right now, you can save on select Skill Power Core 12 tools that feature 25% longer runtime and have patented cooling technology. Save $10 off the Skill Power Core 12 brushless drill driver kit, now just $59.98. Or upgrade Dad's toolbox and save $30 on the 5-tool brushless combo kit, now just $169. There's nothing sweeter than Father's Day at Lowe's. Offer valid 6/9 through 6/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The future will be amazing, and that's all well and good. But what about today? You can feel the rush of a 400-horsepower Nissan Z, or climb to new heights in the all-terrain Nissan Frontier. Light up the road in the all-electric Nissan Aria that feels like a sci-fi dream come true. The future will be great, but today is made for thrill. All you have to do is get in a Nissan and drive. 2023 Aria and Z not yet available for purchase. Expected availability is this spring for 2023 Z and this fall for 2023 Aria.